at the same time, you do get affirmations of Filipinos doing very well. So maybe that's what we have to understand. Those from our very top universities, I think, do quite well. And on a certain level, even those in our, let's say, middle-level universities also perform, because Filipinos do have certain advantages of partly language, partly they work very hard. But I do feel that the education system is not it's not pulling its weight. No, it's not pulling its weight. If these things do happen, then our graduates do very well. Maybe at this point, it's more, well, I won't say luck, but it's a combination of other things.
Would it be correct, Madam Chair, for the CHED to intervene directly, or leave it up to the institutions for them to upgrade their capabilities?
No, that's our job. That is supposed to be our job. Certainly, in relation to programs, if a school wants to offer certain programs or continue offering certain programs, they have to pass through our standards and our procedures. So that is the system. Perhaps, well, I challenge my CHED colleagues, perhaps we are not strict enough. Perhaps the job is so humongous. There are over 2,000 higher education institutions offering, you know, just innumerable programs, and maybe it's just very difficult to keep up. So that we have to think about too, how we are going to tackle this kind of a challenge in front of us, given our resources and our limited human resource.
Well, even UP, I'm a graduate of UP, I took up my master's in UP is not ranked very high. Considering the budget of UP being state supported.
I know, yeah.
But it cannot even compare with some of these obscure schools in Singapore, in the US. Never heard, as far as we're concerned, never heard institutions of learning in Asia, but UP does not compare with these institutions.
Well, I have heard also some critiques of the evaluation system, because what I would like to look more closely into what are the factors that they evaluate. But I will accept the premise that truly that we have to strengthen our higher education institutions. That's the reason why I say that we have to support a few well-selected centers of excellence. We cannot spread them out to 120 SUCs and God knows how many more private HEIs. That's why we have to have a typology, and like we would say, certain types of institutions would do mainly teaching of certain types of disciplines, but not everybody can offer the hard sciences. So you have to nurture institutions that can do that. And that if you're going to be research institutions that will be contributing new knowledge in the world, again, you need the laboratories, you need all sorts of equipment, and you cannot spread that out too thinly. That's why I feel the rationalization of Philippine education is necessary, and you have to make choices, no matter how unpolitical sometimes it may be. And I would say, I definitely support the University of the Philippines. It has to be competitive with the national universities of our neighbors. No? And it does need a bigger budget, because it is our state university. And maybe a few others like that.
My final question, Chair, I'm winding up now, is, you know, I think the magic number here is to be the top 200, not top 500. Top 500.
CHED.
We have 3 schools, maybe 2 that are in the top 250 or top 300. Do you think within a year's period we can improve at least one of them to make it into the top 200?
Oh, a year? No, unless we kind of rethink the categories, but I would say a year is hardly anything because that's already you know, around the corner. But yeah, you're right. None of them make the 200 cut, no? Of these 3 top universities. But certainly those 3 top universities are great starting points. They have much of what we would love to work with and improve. But that's one type. We also want to improve the broad base. But I don't know if I can commit myself, or I shouldn't say that because I might lose my job, to commit myself to improving all 2,000 higher education institutions in the country. I would really like to cut that down a bit, and so that it's more manageable, and resources will go along the way.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I hope that in the next budget year, we will have more encouraging rankings.
I hope so too.
Maybe 2 or 3 centers of education in the country. Thank you very much. Thank you.
May I